For more on this topic, I'm joined in the studio by Alp Mehmet, who's the chairman, of course, of Migration Watch. Thank you for joining us in the studio. A grim tally, 10,000 has been breached. And do you think, at current reckoning, Alp, we're on track for some kind of record here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. Not only are we ahead of where we were that last year, but where we were at this point in the year before, 22, when we had 45,000 more than 45,000 coming in. We are heading towards 50, 60,000 at this rate. And guess what? What Rishi Sunak tried to avoid by going earlier, as Mark implied, that's all going to happen in the middle of an election campaign now. I think it's... Not only is our numbers going to go up, but what is particularly depressing is that there's no likelihood of anyone actually getting a grip, whether it's Labour getting into office or the Tories coming back. So long as the numbers that are getting into the EU now are able to make their way across Europe and to the shores of Calais, then I'm afraid numbers will keep going up because no one's going to send them back.
Yeah, and that brings me to my next point, Alp. The Rwanda bill was meant to be the big deterrent. They're meant to be the line in the sand. Astonishingly, yesterday, on the very first day of the general election trail, Rishi Sunak admitted there won't be a single flight taking off before the general election. What message does that send out to the people traffickers? Well,
this message it sends to me is that Rishi Sunak suddenly decided, oh dear, this was a mistake. Let's try and make the best and most of it. There was never any chance of the Rwanda plan, the Rwanda scheme actually working. Once they failed to introduce, in the first instance, and bear in mind we had three pieces of legislation. What they should have done was passed the final bit of legislation, which should have included some sort of repealing or overseeing the Human Rights Act. The fact that they didn't, and the fact that they weren't prepared to detain and deal with quickly and remove, and that was never going to happen, it meant that Rwanda was never going to work anyway.
Can I ask you a very quick question? Chris Hope, our political editor, is on the campaign trail with Rishi Sunak. He asked him specifically today, would you withdraw from the ECHR? And he said, you'll have to wait until the manifesto. Do you think that Rishi Sunak has got the guts to put that in the manifesto pledge? And if so, do you think the British people would go for it?
No, I don't think they will. But I think we should be careful as well. Pulling out of the ECHR in itself won't be the magic wand. There are other things that need to happen as well. And I just don't think that Rishi Sunak or any other politician has either the guts or the will, frankly, to introduce the necessary legislation to do that.